Hi, it's Jane Mizrahi. I'm an LICSW and a registered yoga teacher with Trauma Cooperative Yoga. And this is a discussion and then some body movement on the concept of fawning. That's Fawning. And fawning is a lesser known term having to do with the nervous system. We have the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Parasympathetic is our rest, digest, connect, and attune part of our nervous system, and the sympathetic nervous system is fight, flight, fright, and less commonly discussed fawn, and a freeze response. So why the discussion of fawning? My experience as a therapist is that many people come to the session with a people pleaser part. And if you hear my videos, you'll know I like to use the concept of parts. So we have a part that is here to protect us. A part, the people pleaser wants to get it right, doesn't mean harm to the system. And ultimately, it was really helpful when we were little to please the parent, the guardian, the grandparent, whomever it was, to keep them calm or not to get into trouble. Yet as adults, we show up here and recognize that there's something off here. Like I am honoring the other ahead of myself. And so this idea of fawning is if I'm serving others at the expense of myself, we know we're off. So how do we work with that? So we always meet our parts with compassion. Thank you, part, for trying to get it right. And then empowerment. Dear part, remember, I'm working on myself to navigate these boundaries. So fawning is about unhealthy boundaries, trying to get these boundaries right. And when we explore fawning in the body, it certainly feels like exhaustion. I'm serving others and I've got nothing left for me. We want to bring the energy back in to regulate. So what does that look like in the body? Here we go. This is not going to work. So I'm going to move this out. Here we go. So I'm starting with knees gently bend, legs are wider than hip distance apart. I'm bending actually into this moment, and I'm breathing through the nose to initiate that calm parasympathetic nervous system. Now remember, when we're on the mat, we're actually working to enhance parasympathetic. When we're out in the world, we're appropriately activated, appropriately like, I want to get this right. But we practice here on the mat to discover that place of balance and equanimity of self and self-other. So I'm turning my front foot forward, so you can't see my feet, and I'm sorry about that. And I'm bending the front knee to a 90-degree angle. For some of you that practice, we know we're going into the beginning of a warrior. I'm raising my arms parallel to the earth, shoulder height, and I'm gazing out over the front leg. My back leg has a micro bend in it. We bend knees. We bend joints, but these are the knees at this moment to protect our joints. Gentle bend, this one 90-degree. What fawning might look like is this. So extending over that leg and recognizing, I'm already feeling like I'm overextending myself. So I'm going to pull it back. I'm bringing my navel to spine to engage my core as I pull it back. And I settle in to, I've got a future here, a past here, presence right here and now. How much to give, how much to reserve for myself in protection of this body here and now. Breathing through the nose. Placing my front hand on my thigh, raising the back arm up, and I'm gazing up, and I'm exploring what it's like to consider what is too much, what is too little. Again here. Bringing the arm back, raising the arm, and I am feeling some tension in that front leg. And I'm wondering if I'm pushing too hard. So now we're looking at a self boundary. So it's fawning for our culture. We have a culture that pushes us. There's no one that writes it here, push to the end, but ultimately that's what we find, isn't it? So in order to acknowledge that I'm feeling this stress here, I'm using my hand and I'm using on my leg, and I'm just sweeping out the stress. I'm now facing forward. Woo, that was a lot. I'm bringing both feet facing forward, and I'm bending in again, raising the arms up. I'm breathing into my empowerment. I'm also breathing into imperfection, because wanting to offer you, my visitors, my listeners, a outdoor teaching means that there's going to be disturbances. So I'm bringing my hands to my hips to find my power in this moment. It's okay that the dog is barking. It might bother you, and for that, I apologize. So I'm finding my balance here as I rock left and right. Okay. Car passed, the dog is no longer barking. I'm grounding, I'm bringing my feet together, and I'm grounding in this moment, my feet into the earth, planted into right here, right now. I want to begin to develop a more attuned relationship to myself. How much? When can I say no? When can I say yes? What is my truth? So I'm rubbing my hands together and I'm bringing them to heart and solar plexus. And I'm saying, help me know my truth. Give me the courage to say no. Just for now, I'm saying no. I need to think about it. What a lovely response. I want to say yes, and I'm not sure I am poised to do that now. Let me get back to you. Setting a boundary. I'm spreading my legs again. Then I'm going to the other side, facing my right foot forward, knee 90-degree angle. I'm bringing my body forward. Gentle bend in the back knee, and raising my arms up to the sky in warrior one. So I'm going to come back here and come to seated, back to you, to come back to discussion. So guys, there isn't a magical place at any given moment. We have to self-evaluate. We have to pause and ask ourselves, what is right for me? We want to please others. That is human nature. Let us not judge that. What we want to do, and so two things are true at once. I can want to please others, and I can please myself, honor myself first and foremost, not in a selfish way, but in a self-care way. So in this moment, I honor myself. Gosh, I wish I had an audience. I know that somebody must have questions somewhere. Reach out to me and ask me questions so I can answer them. Back to the body, bringing my forefingers to the front and my thumb behind me. And I'm beginning to twist here. This is a Kundalini, a type of yoga pose. And I'm rinsing out my spine of all tension, not all tension, but the tension of the day. So I'm doing it with intention. When we introduce intention into our movement, the body says, thank you. So I'm thanking my spine for holding me up. And I'm inviting what needs to be released to be released. And I'm pausing here, bringing my fingertips to my feet. If you can do that, you might want them at your hips. Either way, there isn't a right or a wrong. Choosing what is right for you is what matters. If you want some fire in your body, you might lift your arms up and gaze up. Ha. On the exhale, we might do an HAH breath to release. We might bring our hands to our heart and belly and gaze down to initiate parasympathetic. I am calm. I am safe. And so that's the teaching here. In this moment, finding the safety of the body in the moment, inviting the breath to slow down, inviting just enough rest in the body to calm those adrenal glands that put all that stress hormones into our body. This moment, can I soften here? Can I find a gentle experience? I'm making my belly round here. And I'm breathing through the nose, and I'm drawing circles on my belly. And why am I making it round here? I'm making it round here to release the tension from the belly. The nerve endings in that vagus nerve are mostly in the belly. I am here. I am calm. I can initiate my parasympathetic nervous system. And as I find my calmness, so here's the teaching, my prefrontal cortex can work. If I am activated, actively fawning, fighting, flighting, frighting. Freezing is another story. We'll do that in another teaching. If I am activated, there's so much happening in my nervous system that I'm not problem solving. I'm not self-evaluating. So we use the breath through the nose to bring a calm temperature and clean the breath through the nose. And we focus on the exhale or through the nose in order to say, I'm safe now. I can think, what's the right answer here? Maybe I take a pen and paper and I journal. Is this for me or is this for someone else? When we find it's for someone else, that we're serving another, we might pause and let that person know, I care about you. I want to serve you. I'm so used to serving you. And yet it occurs to me that I have forgotten me in that process. So I'm going to invite you to honor me, you might say to this person, as I pause and think about whether or not I can serve you. And maybe not now, maybe later, but right now the answer has to be no. And that's coming from this front of the brain that's saying, you can figure this out. I think that's it for the teaching. We worked with the body. I'm actually bringing my fingertips, I'm opening my heart, and I'm feeling lots of gratitude for using this platform to share teachings. Why? For you, for me, and for you. As I teach, I learn. And I hope that you can glean something from this. We use the mat as a metaphor for life. We use the mat to explore being, even though it's a gentle doing, to find equanimity. I love that word, or balance in the body, to bring that balance out to the world. One breath, one decision, one moment at a time. So I'm going to just sing Om once so as to not extenuate or extend this for too long. I'm breathing through the nose. Om. And my Om coordinated with the plane above my head. The light in me honors the light in you. Welcome to my imperfect moment in time in a beautiful day, July 6th, 2021. This is a happy birthday to my great niece, Jackie. And be well, and I'll see you soon.